Hello guys, I hope you are doing well. I personally am doing just fine. Today I will tell you about such a thing as EXP GDC. The thing is not new, but for those who have not heard about it, I will tell you. This is in general a riser that allows you to connect a video card to the mini PCI Express slot, or to the M2 slot, or to the Express card slot. Why is this necessary? 1. You can play on a laptop using a normal desktop card. 2. Mining. We'll try connecting it to your laptop. What does it take? One of the free slots I was talking about is actually an EXP GDC, a video card and a power supply. 4 video cards without additional power will go and round laptop, but it is better to subtract the desktop. In the box from the device there is a connection cord, one of 3, the device itself and an adapter to short your PSU without the motherboard. And this is my riser M2 to mini PCI Express. It in the kit is not, aha. We will remove the Wi-Fi module from the laptop. Here I will stick my riser, and in it already EXP GDC with a video card. This is 9600 GT elderly, 512 megabytes of DDR3 memory, a good card for its time. It is 4 times faster than Intel's built-in, despite the 2088 release year. This particular map I have not yet subdivided, but subdivided GT1030, its problem is that you cannot roll the old driver, which does not yet require a hot plug. So I played it for a while, and it's just the height of engineering compared to Intel's smelly built-in. But the eternal failure of the driver and the need to connect a separate monitor to the card forced me to give up this idea. But now I can put another card that has not been supported by drivers for 5 years, so everything can work out. And as a power supply unit, I will take the Air Max at 600 watts. I hope that it can give out at least 350 watts. But with this collective farm, it must cope. The card eats at a peak of 90 watts, at least it keeps a good voltage. How else can we prepare for this strange inclusion? First, you need to reset the BIOS. The second is to disable the security booth. The third is to choose in advanced settings is not integration, and PII Express. Fourth, use a needle to turn on the switch to EXP GDC. We'll leave the delay at 0, in the case of GT1030, it worked. Switching the button on the power supply includes the entire farm, that is, first turn on the PSU, and immediately turn on the laptop. If the PSU is turned on for a long time without loading the video card, it will end badly. According to legend, the power supply for normal operation must be loaded at least 10% of its power. From the power supply we will need 20 plus 4-pin motherboards, they should be separated, as well as in our case, 6-pin video cards. My wiring was tied up, I was moving. I will tell you right away, I do not advise anyone to do this, only you will lose money and nerves. As a map for mining, in principle, no problems if it does not output an image, but just quietly mines in the background. But then there are much cheaper risers. This one costs 3,000 rubles, which is obscenely expensive. In short, keep it in mind, while you are told by those who are burned. I'll show you more buttons on the riser itself, which you can't get without something thin. This is probably done so that they can't be reached accidentally and in the presence of a video card in the slot. It is logical, but uncomfortable. And we won't need an external Monique at all today, especially since it's a TV. And actually when you log in, Windows crashes into the blue. Why so? I sorted it out a couple of days after the shoot. It's an old video card. There is such a setting in the BIOS, called CSM. It helps to start old devices and old operating systems on new hardware. Laptop from 2016, card from 2008. We will get the death screen until we turn on the CSM. But as soon as we turn it on, is not able to boot Windows. This is a vicious circle. At least the block was lit. We can test it further, since I have another computer, namely, an Asus H110, socket 1151. In the socket we have Pentium G4400, 2 cores, 2 threads, a game video card Intel HD 510, a box cooler, and in addition 4 gigs of memory 2133. Did you know? All Russian people call Pentium G4560 as hyper-stump. Why do I need this relatively new, but dead-end hardware? And I will answer, first, Coffee and Tea Mod no one cancelled, as well as Xeon's V5 and V6 will ever get cheaper, and secondly the price was too good. And I also showed you my 8 gig bar, also 2133 MHz, between DDR3 and DDR4, the difference in speed is significant, given only 2 GB of video memory in GT 1030. And here the problem is of a similar nature, you need to CSM and at the same time install Windows 10. Our machine starts, everything works, and determines. And PSU beeps when the 6-pin video card is enabled. Oh, why am I so stupid? And I also understood why it was sold so cheaply, they could not roll up a tenner in principle. I also understood why they couldn't. Because we need to update the drivers on the SATA controller. Without the system, it is difficult to do this, so I will put a 7, but without you. Wait for new episodes. This kind of nonsense can occur in Iron, it would seem that physically and electrically compatible, but the software turns out to be some kind of mess, which can be bypassed almost 10 times more expensive than just assembling everything and connecting it. In general, EXP GDC gets minus from me, good luck to all and see you soon.